Hi, this is Fox, and
I'm Eric.
And he's leaving us.
Yes.
You fucking asshole. And we're going to be showing off his deck collection for the very last time. Everyone cry now. Okay, that's it. I said that's it. This is his decks.
Well, most of them.
Hold on.
Most of them.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Back the truck up! Alright. Yep, so this is the final Eric's massive deck collection video. We've done like 4 of these so far.
I think this will be the 5th.
This will be the 5th or the 4th. I don't completely remember. I'll probably put it up Bwong right over here if it's what number it is.
Either way. It's the final countdown.
Also, funny sans. Alright. I'll put something in like sans serif. So Eric's going to show off his collection. I'm going to crack jokes and be funnies and let him talk about his actual strategic plays.
Okay. I'm Eric. Hi.
Let's move this back. You got this.
So the first thing to talk about is treasure. Or pirates.
As a Jew, I like this.
Ramirez DiPietro is my pirate deck that I've had built for a long time. Since college. And I'm old now. Yeah. Even though this is Italian, it has first strike. It's a 4/3 for 6, which is it's a magic card.
Yeah. Even with the advent of new legendary pirates, he still doesn't go off Ramirez.
No.
It's just Demir, too.
I picked up the original one.
Yeah,
Look at this black border. Gotta run with it. So I've got some pirates. This is just representative of a pirate. The real combo, win condition.
Win con.
Revel in riches. I've done it like once. Maybe twice. Backup plan is mechanized production, which is like Revel in Riches, but a little faster.
Also, we gave you one of those. Like, one of the wins was...
That was before Revel.
No, that was with Revel. It was just like, I want him to win with Revel.
So since we need as much treasure as we can, we have all the bad treasure-making cards, like Prying Blade.
Oh, yeah.
Treasure Map. It's both on theme and makes treasure tokens when it flips. Depths of Desire, because it makes treasure.
Depths.
We still have cannons, including Hornet cannons, because I want to shoot bees at people.
Pro Jared would be so happy.
We've got ships, because pirates need ships. We've got more pirates.
This is a Forerunner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Forerunners are definitely cards I want to put into decks.
The whole plan is get a bunch of treasure.
That's pretty much it. Like, he never had a win con before that. It was always just pirates, and now it's actually pirates, but I win with money.
Maybe.
So, yeah. It works to a certain extent now. I'm going to put a candle on. Neighbor's cooking something. It stinks.
Next deck is Ludevic, Necro-Alchemist, and Bruse Tarl, Boorish Herder. They're commanders. They're not actually the commander of the deck. The real commander of the deck is Lifted by Clouds. Because look at this adorable, grumpy spirit bison who's floating on a cloud and just woke up, but is still doing a shampoo commercial. Look at that hair.
Eric builds decks based off of cards that he finds funny. Like, oh look, a bison on a cloud. It's big fat blue Goku on his Nimbus.
Yup. This card gives target creature flying for 3. It's an instant. This card isn't worth playing. So to make it... That's Oros.
I know.
So to make it work, we have to splice a lot. So we have to tutor Lifted by Clouds so that we can actually play Lifted by Clouds. We need to get back arcane spells so I can keep splicing Lifted by Clouds. We need arcane spells. This draws a card. More arcane spells. I need to reduce my arcane cost. And when you assemble all of the pieces, you need to target something to make it jump. And just getting flying isn't really that good an effect. But, I'm hitting the thing, sorry.
You're not a professional, Eric.
I am not. If you have heroic creatures, it's almost worth giving them flying. This one gets a counter and scries, and Exocyamid pumps your whole team, and she attacks really hard.
She also punches the whole team.
She does.
Also, some people are claustrophobic, as I've learned. You can keep the cards here.
Oh. Will they be able to see them?
Yes.
Alright. Ludevic helps stall the ground, because he has a big 4 for his butt. I don't know why this card's awful, but it also kind of draws cards, so I need it, and it gives me access to blue and red.
And you just
Bruse.
Play Bruse.
I needed white.
There's a bison in the background. There's your answer.
It's got a bison, and if I'm pumping a bunch of stuff onto a single card, giving it double strike and lifelink's not actually that bad.
Do you have any? Well, do you have all of these lists up, or most of them up?
I think so. I'll probably have all of them up by the end of the week. Yeah.
Okay.
Next deck is Super Glare. Holy crap. Progenitus. It doesn't have any fancy title. It's just giant. Maze's End, because I wanted a Maze's End deck.
Well, that's your win con. Like,
so we need Amulet of Vigor because this is my win con. I need to find
Gates.
all the gates and Maze's End. I need to have extra land drops.
For the gates.
For the gates and playing Maze's End because it bounces itself. With Amulet, you can put it back out untapped.
Gates.
Woot woot. I need to
get
find
the
Amulet.
Bill Gates.
People blow up your gates,
Oh, yeah.
so you get them back, or you just don't let them get blown up. Then since I'm in 5 colors, I play the Bringers and some other stuff.
Gates.
But mostly it's a Sultai deck.
Gates, though!
And lands.
Those gates, though. Was that, the gay guys?
Yeah.
Oh, you do play, I don't know
They're
their
like
actual
the
name anymore.
Kainos and Tiro,
Yeah.
Kalitas, they're like the only one of 2, I think, red cards in the deck. It's
Oh.
basically Bug with a tiny, tiny bit of white and a tiny, tiny bit of
Technically red.
Yeah. The next option is Kangee Airkeeper, which is a bird.
Yeah.
Ignore that it just says legend, it's a bird. With Kicker, so you pay 2 mana extra and X, and then it gets X feather counters. All your birds, well, all other birds, get +1/+1. So you basically use this as an overrun.
Where's the Mountain Dew? Do you remember that D&D skate from so long ago?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
The only non-birds in this deck are Jotun, Owlkeeper, which has cumulative upkeep, make birds. Okay, it doesn't make the birds, you pay some, and then when it dies eventually, you get birds.
You keep owls.
In a cage.
Okay.
And with the little, like, bracer and tong things you, like, tie them onto when they land. And Windreader Sphinx, which is what the birds want to be when they grow up. And whenever a creature with flying, not just yours, any creature, attacks, you can draw a card. And it's May, you don't even have to deck yourself.
Flying Edge?
Airborne Aid is secretly the reason I built this deck. And by secretly, I mean it's the reason I built this deck.
Yeah.
We got tribal, so let's do tribal shit. So I've got tribal pumps. Since all my creatures fly, might as well pump them and weaken other people's ground pounders. Ground pounders suck. We play lots of birds. Thrumming Bird is amazing because it adds more feather counters and gets swole. Courier Hawk is just funny. It's a 1/2 vigilant bird and actually kills people.
Please tell me you also play Squadron Hawk.
No, Squadron Hawk's bad.
Come on.
Even Miniomancer gives feather counters, so I can turn other stuff into a 3/1. Like, hey, your Sheoldred's small. Hey, your Eldrazi is small.
Couldn't you make this Derevi and keep the deck the same? Just add extra...
It would dilute the deck, and I'd probably end up with a good stuff build instead of tribal. I don't want a good stuff build. I want a fun tribal deck.
Fine, enjoy your birds.
Make feather counters, give feather counters to your commander, pump your people more.
They're weird cloacas.
All of the counter spells are just Stifle variants. I didn't want to do real counters. I have enough decks with real counters. Yeah, that's Stifle.
Oh, I've never seen the original art for Stifle. It's weird as hell.
Yeah, it's sweet. Stifle, Squelch, Trickbind, Nimble Obstructionist.
Yeah, the things that stop you from...
And then we just play birds. Yeah. Just birds for
Murder
days.
of crows. Because Innistrad needed that much flavor.
Yes.
Get it? It's horror.
It needed tons of flavor.
In the immortal words of Mark Rosewater. I'm not kidding. You ever hear him talk about Innistrad?
No.
The R's.
It's bad?
It's bad.
Okay. Another deck is Eily Eternal Pilgrim. There's not a lot to talk about other than all the effects she has. She has Death Touch, 2 mana, 2/3, blocks literally everything.
Yeah.
You pay 1, sack another creature, not her sadly. Gain life equal to the sacked creature's toughness. You pay 3 and sack another creature. If you have 10 or more life above your starting total, you get to exile something. So, gain life and then Vindicate on a stick.
Yep.
Exile Kate. Look, it's Vindicate. So we play the Bloodsoaked Champion in the entire crew of Bloodghast effects.
Sounds like you were telling someone's friends to exile their other friend, Kate. Exile Kate.
It might be.
Okay.
Since I'm blinking creatures in and out of the deck all day, every day, I have a whole suite of Souls Attendants.
I read somewhere that
Soul Sisters
has the most multicolor cards than any other color combination in Magic.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they have way too much. Commanders too. There's so many Orzhov commanders.
We draw lots of cards for creatures dying.
Yeah.
Well, since I'm gaining life, I might as well make it a kill condition.
That's a Return to Ravnica card. I know that's a gate crash card.
Yeah.
I know that because I played then.
And I get to play fun stuff like Circle of Despair, which is a sack outlet and is eaten by the glare. You sack a creature, prevent all damage to any creature or player from any one source. I'm sure it's worded differently on the errata, and I didn't look it up.
Probably.
And since I'm gaining a bazillion life, blinking stuff in and out, I have Test of Endurance. I did have Felidar Sovereign, but I cut it because it's really boring when you accidentally Felidar Sovereign super fast and just win.
Yeah, at least Test of Endurance means you have to go hard mode. I need 10 more life in order for this to work.
One of my newer decks, along with Kangee, which is Kangee doubles? No, it's single sleeved. Is Hallar, the Firefletcher. 3 mana 3/3 for trample. It sees a lot of play in limited right now because it's 3 mana 3/3 for trample. With trample, not 4 trample.
I'm curious as why Opal Palace is a highlight card behind that.
Because it gives counters. When you kick a spell, well, when you cast a spell that was kicked, you put a +1/+1 counter on Hallar, and then Hallar deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Every +1/+1 counter support card helps. Yeah. Opal Palace, Doubling Season, any counters count. So you get to play stuff like Opal Palace for giggles. Ever-Flowing Chalice is one of the best kicker spells because you kick and then immediately kick something else because you're getting more mana. Might as well double my counters. I have like 1 or 2 token effects, so screw it. Then we kick things, even Skizix, which actually isn't that bad. Back onto the counter support, I get to play this amazing piece of crap. Shape of the Witigo. I'm sure it's Witigo. When this enters the battlefield, you put 6 +1/+1 counters on the enchanted creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, you add a counter if it attacked since your last turn, or blocked. And if it didn't get into combat, you have to remove a counter. So let's turn my 3/3 into a 9/9, give it 6 counters, kick a spell, and deal 7 to everybody.
I think you killed us with that one.
I've killed people with this. Either through combat damage and or kicking things. Then we play other kicker cards, like Good Ones, which makes multiple dragons. Or makes swole beasts. This card's terrifying.
Yeah, well, literally.
Evolutionary Escalation. You at the beginning of your upkeep, you put 3 counters on a creature you control. It's always this guy.
Yeah, more than likely. Should be.
And then 3 counters on a creature an opponent controls. And then you kill everyone so it doesn't matter and it's not a real drawback.
Do you remember going off topic, do you remember the game that you got scared of when Peter played it in your house? I think it was called Dying Light. I'm not completely sure. It was when the raccoon jumped out.
Yes.
The enemy in that game, the main enemy, is actually called Witigo.
Oh.
I just thought that was an interesting factoid. Also, Eric got scared by a little tiny raccoon jumping out of a sink in a video game.
I don't do horror well.
No, you don't do horror well.
And since I need to play lots of kicker spells, I'm just ignoring your joke.
Yeah.
I play all of the ramp I basically can.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Screw you, too.
The other day, when I played Hallar, I cast it 6 times in one game, I think.
Yeah, no.
People kill this all the time. You need the ramp.
We wrathed like 6 or 7 times in that game. And I think I got back Damnation.
Oh, no. Where's my commander?
I think I
found it.
Yeah, it's
everything's
Jeleva, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, I have Jeleva, Master Glarist, Master Polymorphist. You pay 3, tap, sack another creature, and you flip cards off the top of your deck till you get a non-legendary creature, windmill, slam it onto the battlefield, everything else goes to the bottom in a random order.
Our friend Burrow came back to Magic, essentially, and played the second one, so...
In a, 5-player game, he just killed us all. It was epic because it was my deck, and horrible because I lost terribly.
He was at some small amount of life, too.
Yeah, it was like 3 or something. We just couldn't kill him.
He was in bolt range, and I was dead.
We need tokens, so Trading Post makes a goat. And then you turn that goat into, hopefully not a Reefworm, but sometimes you windmill into a Reefworm. Hopefully you can then immediately windmill off your Reefworm, get a 3/3 or a 6/6 or a 9/9 and keep going. You really want to hit Darksteel Colossus. Yeah. You can't actually hit Lorthos. I need to swap this out.
But he's the fresh maker.
He is. Which is also why the Eldrazi aren't so great, because you can't hit them with her.
Yeah.
Since we're flipping into a bunch of shenanigans, you play Illusionist Bracers and flip into 2 shenanigans. And then you play some counter spells to protect your things. Going with the theme, most of the removal turns stuff into other stuff.
You play Pongify too, I assume?
Yeah. And Reality Shift and...
Turn to Frog.
Yeah. Just go with the whole... This thing is now another thing.
I'm a little angry Turn to Frog isn't a 1-drop, it's a 2-drop.
Yeah.
I always hated that, because Pongify and the Rabbit, and whatever.
Dromoka. I had this built at one point as functional reprints, got bored of it, took it apart, and then rebuilt Dromoka as a green-white stompy deck.
I think we filmed it when it was functional reprints. So
probably.
Yeah.
Whenever dragon you control attacks, you bolster 2, which is sweet, because we're playing green-white just beat face. So Watchwolf turns into a 5/5. Rah! I'm a wolf.
Almost as good as cats.
Almost. Dauntless Escort turns into a 5/5, or protects your whole team. We're playing counter, so you run some counter support. Then you get to play other bolster support. Whenever this enters the battlefield, you bolster 2. Whenever a creature with a counter attacks, you tap a creature the defending player controls. This makes sure you hit really hard.
I really hope you're running Hardened Scales in the
yeah, it's in there.
The green deck too. Unicorn.
We need to protect both Dromoka and some of our stuff, and you might as well have Split Second to protect it. Give it Shroud. Is that Shroud? Yes.
Got a tiny ass.
And punish them for trying to kill your commander.
I like to think that joke fucks with your head too much.
+5/+5. Rah. We play Bad Dragons, like Deer Dragon.
Bad Dragon. Oh, my.
It's a changeling, so it's a dragon. It's a 4/4 trample, and it triggers Dromoka.
Sure.
Stalactite turns anything into all creature types, which means it's a dragon. And then I play every Armadillo Cloak.
Unflinching Courage, Armadillo Cloak.
The Sledge,
yeah,
it's great.
Behemoth Sledge.
Because I want to trample and gain life and punch face and... Rawr.
We're in the middle row, so...
Yeah. Oh, I completely forgot to talk about the tiers. I just got excited to talk about pirates.
There you go for now.
I actually have the stuff organized...
It's not showing. Now it's showing.
Alright, so I have this stuff organized into the BS tier system that I wrote about on Star City a while ago and stole blatantly from Gears of War 2. I have my casual decks, the normal decks, hardcore decks, and then the insane decks, which basically scale from I'm going to try and win, but mostly I'm just here playing my cards and giggling to myself as I die horribly, all the way up to you have 3 turns to stop me. Because if I get to turn 5 and turn 1 doesn't really count for stopping most people outside of competitive EDH, I'm just going to win. That's Kydell and Bruse, and it's not fun.
Yeah,
I need to take that deck
I'm
apart.
surprised one of them is a deck with Bruse in it.
Alright, so back onto in the normal tier.
Goddamn manual labor.
I have Jazal Goldmane, who is an overrun. I know it says he's a 4-mana 4/4 first strike, he's an overrun. So you wait till you get to 9, and then you win. If you pay 5, it's 3 white, attacking creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of attacking creatures.
This isn't just Zal Tribal, is it?
No, this is a token deck.
Yeah, token decks.
Which means when I attack and pay 5, I give my team +10/+10.
Yeah.
So I've got all the spirits. I don't have all the spirits. I just have token makers. 3 mana make 3.
You have some of the spirits.
Pay repeatable token maker, big token maker, gigantic token maker. I'm in mono white, so I need help getting cards. And drawing a land every turn is like drawing a real card, so it's card advantage. Put a land onto the battlefield.
It's almost like I'm a real boy.
Then, since I have only white stuff, let's protect them and punch through with the overrun. And let's get rid of their stuff.
That's also
or you hit your own token and ramp.
Oh yeah.
There's been a couple games where I hit my own token to ramp because I need to.
Oh dude, I've done that with others. I've done that with like attrition spells, like hitting my own creatures.
I need to add Settle the Wreckage. The 4-mana super path. I need to add that to that deck.
All right, so I have 1 in foil. It's like $20 right now.
Next up on the we're still in the normal tier. I've got Ghalta, Primal Hunter.
From now on, let me read the names. I just want to do them in different accents.
Okay.
But they'll all sound like the same accent.
The accent?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ghalta, Primal Hunger.
Watermelon Dragon.
Super shiny.
Dinosaur.
Little tiny arms, gigantic power. Costs X less, where X is the total number of power worth of creatures you have. Trample, Trample's sweet, and it's 12 mana. You never pay more than 4.
Hopefully not.
Because your ideal turn is, or your ideal gameplay is something like turn 1, Elf. Turn 2, Elvish Archdruid. Or Priest of Titania, it doesn't matter. Turn 3, play 1 more Elf, and either cast Ghalta that turn, or turn 4, Ghalta. These 3 cards are turn 4 Ghalta, with 3 lands. Yeah. Since we've powering out a ton of elves who worship a great big dinosaur, we play elf ball stuff. Ghalta doesn't need that much help.
What is this, Gehazi Honored one?
Yeah.
Because he's honored? Okay.
Since I'm going to get wrathed real hard, and you're playing elf ball, you deserve it.
Fuck yeah.
So you run out your whole hand, and then you reload and you wait for the wrath, because it's gonna happen. And if it doesn't, you win. And then we play literally every overrun effect except Craterhoof, because I hate that card and don't own it.
You see, Eric.
And then we just play more elf.
Eric thinks these videos are to help document his decks and his collection. No, it's to help me get tips on how to beat him. Because now I know when I'm playing against Ghalta, okay, cool, play Marath and just keep getting back the Wrath of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another deck I made, because I took apart Jian Ballard, because I accidentally made that deck too consistent, and it was getting boring.
That's the guy who made a real doll out of his dead wife.
That is the creepiest way to phrase that. Thanks. Feldon of the Third Path. 3 mana, 2/3, so he can sometimes block. He mostly sits and watches combat happen because he's old and needs his cane. You pay 3, tap it, get a token that's a copy of a creature card in your graveyard, but it's an artifact with haste, and you have to sack it at the next end step. So we're in Big Red. You play Big Red stuff, you smash Faith with Big Red stuff, and you bring back the dead.
I hate that gun.
Big Red stuff. And things that have ETB triggers help, and attack triggers help. Since we're in red, we can play wheels. I really like Chandra, who both deals damage, mostly with this plus ability. I haven't minused her yet. And when you wheel, she ups you on card advantage.
Yeah.
No other red wheel does that. They're all like either draw 7, which I guess is technically upping you if you're down to like 1 or 2 cards.
Draw what you ditch. Or in black, like draw -1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, she's repeatable.
Yeah.
I am playing a bunch of ETB triggers. Siege Gang Commander is amazing. Also, I've won a lot of games off of Siege Gang Commander.
They just reprinted that too.
Yeah, this card's sweet.
It's good because that
Play
card was
this card
expensive for a while.
It makes a bunch of babies. You can sack the babies. You can attack and do all the sorts of other
Blood
stuff.
Moon. You.
Liz got me a Blood Moon.
Oh yay!
She got me a Blood Moon a while ago.
Oh, good for you.
It was in Zozu, which I had before I built Jian Ballard. I don't think Zozu was on your last thing.
No, I
have
don't know
no
if
idea.
I recorded Zozo.
So I have Blood Moon, a couple other like destroy non-basics. I don't have anything that wipes all non-basics. I'll just turn them into mountains and then kill you.
You played Blood Sun. You're a good guy.
Bloods.
That's the one from.
I don't have that yet.
Exelon. Okay.
And Vicious Shadows, because I'm sacking my stuff anyway. I might as well burn your face off while I do it. Whenever a creature dies, any creature, you pick it, you choose target player, and then they take damage equal to the number of cards in their hand. Hey, somebody's got Con Sphinx, sack your board, they die.
I think I need that in Fire Song and Sunspeaker.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's really good with Blasphemous Act.
Yeah, so are Fire Song and Sunspeaker.
Yeah.
Or Star of Extinction.
My next deck is not actually legal and starts off my hardcore pile.
And it's been in a video with MTG Mutsta. By the way, MTG Mutsta fans, how's it going, guys? Subscribe. Smash that like button. Smash the bell. Dislike the vid. No, don't. It got quiet.
So, Badoka Gardener.
The air conditioner stopped laughing at me.
That was awkward. It's 2 mana.
Smash that like
2/1.
button.
You tap it, put a land out. If you have 10 lands, it'll flip. It stays tapped, though, when it happens. Into Dokai, Weaver of Life, you pay 6 mana, tap it, and make a XX Elemental, where X is the number of lands you control. The good news is it locks the elf, or the Elemental token. The bad news is it locks the Elemental token.
Yeah.
So if somebody blows up some of your lands, they don't shrink. If you play more lands, they don't grow.
It's less bad and better than Voice of Resurgence, where the token doesn't grow up and get bigger and hate you.
Plus, you're paying 6 for a 10/10 most times. It's fine.
Oh, you know what I should... Instill Energy. I have a funny thing about that card. So,
Instill Energy.
No, keep talking.
Okay. It untaps a creature. And it gives them haste. So you can just keep going. Untap effects to both help you power out to 10 and make multiple giant elementals. Since I'm basically a lands deck, I get to play stuff like Life from the Loam and the Cycle lands and some other effect lands and go crazy.
So this is my Instill Energy, and you might notice whoever owned this had a little marca on that. I thought that was part of the card. I actually thought that was part of the artwork.
No.
Nope, just some douche decided, oh, let me write, looks like an H on Instill Energy.
We're ramping. So it's Yavimaya Elder, and
awkward.
all of the ramp.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally all of the ramp.
Yeah, you just, like, that deck just ramps out and you get big-ass guys.
Big-ass tokens, mostly. I don't have a Gaia's Cradle, so I have a fake Cradle.
Well, most of us don't.
And, oh, look, take a and Ghost Quarter.
Didn't John just buy a Gaia's
And it's just ETB stuff, some utility. This draws me cards equal to the greatest power among creatures I control, which is basically pay 5, draw. I've drawn 20 cards off of that before because I have a 20/20. And you power out Shenanigans, Constant Misks, and Tireless Tracker. This gets swole.
I think Garruk, that specific Garruk is going to be one of the better green planeswalkers.
Probably.
Yeah. its utility in like any deck.
This is the only life gain I have in this deck right now.
Big ass dinosaur.
Big ass dinosaur who gains you life whenever a creature enters the battlefield. You gain life equal to its toughness.
Yep.
I'll gain 20, thanks.
Some Tristani effects in there.
I'll play it against Mudsta, who had an Erebos out, and I didn't gain anything.
Yeah. So now we're getting into the slightly more hardcore decks.
Yeah. Which, this is one of my favorite decks to pilot, is Sek'Kuar, Deathkeeper. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you get a 3/1 black and red Graveborn creature with haste. Mr. P! Mr. P is an awesome dude. You should follow his Twitter at things Mr. P thinks. He's really sweet. And this token is him. He's a Graveborn troublemaker scumbag with haste.
His words.
His words.
Yeah.
I need to sack creatures because I need them to die. A lot.
At least
There's card combos off. I'm sorry, everyone.
At least it's not Phyrexian Altar.
It's in there too.
Oh, okay.
You play all the sack outlets.
I know you play it.
You play the whole suite of Nether Trader, Bloodghast, Bloodsoaked Champion, Reassembling Skeleton, all of it. You just bring back little critters, and you just keep going crazy.
It's a reoccur engine where you just keep getting tokens
and
swinging with the tokens.
The actual goal is to kill people with an army of Mr. P's. Perforos is boring.
I've just been watching a crow go from the garbage to the light for like the past 5 minutes, and it's creeping me. Oh, that's food. Okay, we're good. It's not going to kill us.
Since I'm sacking a million creatures, Death Reap Ritual helps draw more cards. Basically all the ramp, not basically all the ramp, but a lot of the ramp is creature-based. So Sylvan Ranger represents that, where it's 2 mana, put a land in your hand, and then you can sack the 1/1 later.
Look at that fucking crow. I might intersplice this in the video.
Okay. Since I'm attacking with an army of Mr. P's, let's make Mr. P's into 8/6s. Rawr. Yeah, I do not have Perforos. I do have Impact Tremors, because that's easy to kill. And I have Warstorm Surge, which is super Perforos. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you deal damage equal to that creature's power to target creature or player. So you sack a 1/1, make a 3/1, deal 3, bring back the 1/1, deal 1, sack the 1/1, make a 3/1.
But that costs 6. Perforos only costs 4.
Yeah, but Perforos hits everybody, is really annoying to play against, and...
Well, no, it hits opponents.
It hits each opponent, so if you're going nuts and I need Susie to help take you down, I can just fireball you and pass the turn and let her finish you.
True.
If I kill her with Perforos, I can't do that, and then I die to your counterattack.
True, but Resto Kiki combo is a lot better with Perforos on the field. Because you have a ton of angels and everyone's dead. It's like, yay.
That's so boring. And then we draw more cards for creatures dying.
It's boring to you.
Is there anything else cool to talk about? No, this is just... stuff that helps draw cards for dying things, bringing back dying things.
Last act.
Sacking things, bringing back... Oh, this gets huge for killing off a million things. I'm just testing that card. The deck's really fun. The only problem I've had with the deck is that if I get basically any 6 permanents on the table, I can accidentally combo off.
Mm-hmm.
And people keep letting me get to 6 permanents.
Yeah, accidentally combo off.
It's not built to. It's mostly loops that end and close out, but they sometimes go infinite.
Sure, accidentally.
Golgari Germination's a stupid card, too.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, this is my mono-black Comfort Zone deck. Kalitas, Traitor of Ghet, and he's a 4-mana, 3/4 lifelink. When a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, it gets exiled. Ha! No death trigger for you. I get a Zambi. If I pay 3, I can sack another vampire or zombie and put counters on Kalitas. The second effect so rarely happens because people always try and board wipe your zombies.
Kill it.
So you kill off everything.
Yeah.
And you kill off everything that grows. So I love this card. It's so good. More people need to play this. Beginning of each opponent's end step, that player chooses 2 creatures they control and sack everything else. It's wonderful. Screw you, token guy. Promise of Power is one of my favorite cards in EDH, so I play it. You pay 5, draw 5, or you get a demon with power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand, or you pay 4 extra and do both. Get to play Dread. I don't have more to say about this. This card's cool.
The Wasps.
I still don't know how to say this card.
This is, I think.
But it's amazing. You just kill a creature, and then the controller takes damage equal to its power and toughness. And, not or, and. You don't have to necessarily kill the creature to deal the damage. So if somebody has a Darksteel Colossus, you can just dome them for 22 and kill them. It's cool. Then I play some Pestilence effects.
Hold on.
Physis.
Dices.
Okay. Why is there a PH there? Thrashing Wumpus is my favorite Pestilence effect because I get to say I wump the table.
It's a silent PH.
This is a foil version. I don't know if you can tell. And you wump the table. It deals 1 to everybody. I don't care. Wump. It will kill itself if you wump more than 3 times, so Sword of Light and Shadow protects it and brings stuff back. Lashwraith effects are great for both the Wumpuses. Wumpai? Wumpa-mumpuses?
Yeah,
And with
Hey, you made a funny joke, actually.
And then I just have attrition stuff because...
Do you play the other,
Pestilence demons in here?
No, not the other equipment.
Feast and Famine?
No, the one that also gets +1/+1 for each.
Yeah, Nightmare Lash.
That one,
yeah. It's in here. I just didn't pull them both up.
You should put Blackblade in there.
Yeah, when I pick one up, it'll be sweet.
They're not expensive.
I just need to get them. Oh, I also run Filth because this card's funny.
You're filthy.
And a lot of people play Urborg, so I don't have to, and then I just killed them for playing Urborg. The best thing about Kalitas is that I basically never need to think when I'm playing this deck. It's very similar to Jeleva, which is my purposefully built low cognitive effort deck. But with Kalitas, it's like all of the stuff I love doing in Commander, so if I think this is the right play, it's almost always the thing to do, and I don't have to take a long time figuring out how to not die.
I'm gonna thunk too much.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a break. Because the game before that, you might have played this one. Silas, Renn, and Thrasios. Silas is a 2-mana, or 3-mana, sorry, 2/2 with Death Touch. When it smacks a player, you can pick a artifact, jeez, in your graveyard, cast it. Or you can pay 4 and scry 1 and then reveal the top card. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, otherwise you draw a card. It's mostly a Silas deck with Thrasios' backup plan. So I have baubles and all sorts of things, trading posts to do all the things I need, Courier's Capsule to draw a card, Trinket Mage to find whatever I want, Executioner's Capsule to do stuff, mostly removal stuff, Progenitor Mimic to clone the things, Villainous Wealth to play your deck better than you can.
Reaper of the Wilds.
Reaper of the Wilds because...
I rarely see that card getting played now.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It kills stuff, it can trade up, it can gain hexproof and dodge removal, and whenever another creature dies, any other creature, not just yours, you scry.
Oh yeah.
This is my deck with Mana Drain. I'm just showing off my Mana Drain.
Look, he has a Mana Drain. Fine, steal it.
The whole deck is basically just incremental advantage, which is awesome. It's also a little difficult to sometimes close out a win because all the cards are small. Like, that's terrible. Like, Haunter of Nightvale is one of the bigger creatures in the deck. He's a 3/4. It's a Cumberstone.
Crash. You would think I know what it is. Creatures. Oh, okay, yeah. It is literally just Cumberstone on it.
Yeah.
Stick.
You play stuff like Trailblazer's Boots to help Silas connect.
Yeah.
Most times you start off with Silas, do a bunch of artifact stuff, your board gets wiped a bunch of times, but you have mana, so you transition into Thrasios, ramp and ramp and ramp, and then you go back to Silas and kill people. It's great. The deck has multiple accesses to run on, and it's really fun to play. I dirtle nonstop with it, and it's probably the most Erik deck I've built, because every card is like plus half a card, and by their powers combined, I can break math.
You basically built functional reprints again.
What? No.
This is half a card.
Yeah. Like, this one card is only worth half of a card, or 1.5 cards.
Oh, okay.
So, if I try hard enough and use synergy enough, I can break math, and 2 + 2 is 5.
Oh, okay.
And if you break it hard enough, 2 + 2 is 20.
Misunderstood.
The next hardcore deck is...
So we are in, like, the hardcore...
Oh, yeah, we've been there since Gardner.
Okay, great.
I thought I said that when I was talking about Gardner.
I think you divided it like really normal, good, better, hardcore like these two.
No, casual goes all the way through. Kangee somewhere on the split. I haven't decided yet. It's doing very well, so it might be normal. Eiley is definitely the break point for normal. Badoka Gardener's the break point into hardcore, and then that goes all the way down into
Kill Me Now.
Time of the Weaver and Sidar Kondo, which is the break point for Insane.
Like now you need to now let me be in the game.
Teneb the Harvester is mostly here for colors. I mean, sometimes he's a dragon, and he attacks and gets stuff back from the graveyard, but this deck's actually an Enchantress deck. So he's here for colors. And recurring my Enchantresses. People always kill your Enchantress. He's a dragon.
No, like color combination.
Abzan.
He's Abzan, okay.
Enchantress's Presence is an enchantment that whenever you play an enchantment,
you
draw a card.
Yeah.
I need to find all of the enchantresses.
Yeah.
So I play a bunch of dumb creature tutors to find the enchantresses. This is a super cool enchantress. Triskaidekaphobia is the reason I'm in black. It's not a good reason to be in black, but it's the reason I'm in black.
It's Eric's reason.
Yeah. So at the beginning of your upkeep, everybody with 13 life loses. And then everybody gains 1, everybody loses 1. I think I've ticked this up like 3 times ever. I basically always just tick it down and say, screw it, kill everybody. I'm in black so I can reanimate stuff, which is cool. I can bring back my enchantresses, or I can bring back your important good creature. I also have oodles and oodles of enchantment removal. I can turn stuff into bugs, I can exile it, I can turn it into a tree, I can exile it. I can exile it in a lot of different enchantment ways.
You ever hit your enchantments for any reason?
Yes. Once I hit my Starfield of Nyx to unenchant or uncreature my stuff.
So they don't die to a wrath? Or
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But mostly, I just hit everybody else's things.
Yeah, usually.
You get to play enchantment-based ramp to then draw cards off of the enchantresses. It's really fun. Sun Titan and friends to get stuff back. And then Spoils of Victory is a card that most people don't know about, but was in one of the Commander sets.
I think I have that card.
Second Commander set. Commander 2013. And I just ramp out to get stuff and fix my mana, and sometimes I play my Commander. The deck's really dirtily, but I like it. I kill a lot of people through Blind Obedience.
Yeah, oh god, I hate that.
Legitimately, I kill a lot of people through Blind Obedience.
And the one from Kalitas, where it's like shit comes in untap, your stuff, your opponent's control come in tapped. Things, creatures, and artifacts.
Yeah, but that one doesn't have Extort.
It doesn't have Extort, but I hate those effects. I hate Blind Obedience, I hate that.
Treasury Thrall is also my other Extort card that kills people.
I just hate you.
That's
Because
fine.
you play those.
Starting with my insane tier decks of the decks that you kind of have to make sure the table's ready for a really hardcore game. And not just hardcore like, hey, I'm going to swing hard, but hardcore like, I'm going to go faster than you.
Yeah, right now I'm probably busting out Morath.
Time to the Weaver is way, way, way underrated. 3 mana 2/2 with lifelink. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, pay X life, where X is the number of opponents who are dealt combat damage. If you do, you draw X cards. Sidar Kondo's a 4 mana 2/5 with flanking, that doesn't matter. And creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less. Everything in the deck, except like one card, is a 2 power or less creature. So basically everything's unblockable. And then you play a whole bunch of combat 2-drops.
Too bad you can't play Edric. That'd be great in that deck.
Okay, this is supposed to be in this order. I play a lot of mana dorks to help power out all the extra cards I'm drawing. Ideally, you're drawing 5 cards a turn.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Draw step, combat, and then Dark Confidant effects.
You playing any of like multiplayer draw, like Howling Mine?
No.
No, it's just for you.
Yeah.
Or just greedy.
Yeah, just greedy.
Greedy boy need hold his cards.
So all the mana dorks to help you power out more stuff, and it lets you keep your land. It lets you keep your land count low, so you're always drawing density of good things. Beacon Hawk is hysterical.
I swear I thought you said Beacon Hawk.
No, Beacon Hawk. When it hits a player, you untap target creature. Sometimes you untap blockers, other times you untap mana dorks, and it's more mana. The card's awesome. Grand Abolisher protects you. This card dies all the time.
Usually, but like I see that card being played on and off very, very seldom. Like people play it and then I won't see it for 2 years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it'll make a comeback.
Card's good.
It is a good card. It's annoying, but good.
Yeah, it's not fun when it's not yours.
She can be like her own. Well, she is her own.
Yeah, Hapacho's really cool. I just wanted a 2-drop, and she makes tokens, which are awesome. I'll take tokens. I play every Dark Confidant effect because my whole curve is basically 3 and less, and I don't care. Pain Seared, Dark Tutelage.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, you flip this, and it hurts, but it's okay because you're probably going to win that turn.
Oh, you did that one time. Yeah, I remember. You did over here, too.
You can't play overruns because they are sorcery speed. So instead, I get to play Vitalizing Wind, which is 9 mana. It's a lot, but it's an instant, and all your creatures get +7/+7. You don't need Trample if nobody can block.
Do you play Berserk?
No, I don't own a Berserk.
No. Play Hatred, though.
I do play Hatred. Hatred is hysterical to just kill target player. You pay 19 life, and they're gone.
Usually, yeah.
Or they have a counterspell, and you're in a lot of trouble. Be careful.
Part of the cost.
However, if you Hatred Tymna and it connects, you gain all that life back.
You do. Yeah.
Liz basically won't play against this deck anymore because I've Hatred killed her too many times. Then you get to play dumb stuff like Guilt Feeder, which attacks for 0, and then they lose life for all their stuff in their graveyard. The only other big card I have in here, other than more card draw and shenanigans, is Thriss, who I thought I had pulled to the front, but I don't. He's a 7-mana 5/5. You pay green, tap him, and target creature gets +5/+5. A lot of times I target Tymna just to gain life. Or you target something like Beacon Hawk and just kill somebody with 6 damage.
Usually.
The deck doesn't seem that great, and it looks okay on paper, but not amazing, until you're just churning through the deck and drawing 4 or 5 cards a turn every single turn. There's Wrath Protection, and there's a decent amount of recovery. The deck just goes and kills everybody before they're ready. It's like anti-battle cruiser.
Or the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah. We're not almost done. We're getting there.
We're done with this, almost done with this box.
This is the last one in the box. Then we go to a couple more boxes. I have a lot of decks.
We have 6 more in the car.
This is, I think, the only 4-color deck I have right now. Okay, I have a 5-color deck because of Progenitus.
82-part video.
Yeah! Kydel, Chosen of Krufix, and Bruse Tarl, Boorish Herder. This is a Kydel deck. Burst is here partially for colors, partially for small support, and wheels.
Check out that car payment. I fucking joked him so bad.
He did.
Continue.
Tap, you get colorless for each card you've drawn this turn.
Check out that car payment. There we go.
Fixed it. That's why I waited, so you could reset your stuff.
Yay.
Wheels. I play a lot of wheels. I play almost all the wheels. And then you wheel into Kydel tapping to cast an Eldrazi.
Yeah. You play all the Eldrazi's? Most of them?
I don't have Promised End in here, but I have 4 of the Titans. Okay. Endless One, It That Betrays, and I think 1 other.
Nice.
Brainstorm is a pretty good card. It's really good with shuffle effects.
Oh, really?
It's stupid with Kydel, because you go from I drew 1 card for my turn to I drew 3 cards, put some stuff back, but Kydel makes 4. And then Umbral Mantle goes infinite with her off of just Brainstorm. Thought Reflection doubles your card draw. I play a couple other effects that double your card draw, including, well, they don't double, but Mind Moil and Argin, where when you cast a spell, you put your hand on the bottom of your deck and then draw it back.
Yeah, like reading.
Bloom Tender is massively underrated. In a 4-color deck,
Is it?
this card is sweet. It's really expensive, but a lot of people don't use it. They're like, oh, it's just a mana dork. No, it goes infinite with Jeskai Ascendancy.
Card's good.
It goes infinite.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Yeah, I know.
Jeskai Ascendancy is basically the reason we're in white. Also, giving Eldrazi Double Strike is amazing. For you. Nobody else.
Yeah.
So, Jeskai Ascendancy, Paradox Engine, because if you're gonna do the super hard combo deck and probably kill people on turn 5, you might as well just go for broke.
Cool, I'll use that argument next time. Pact Negation?
Because I play all the counters.
There you go.
You just stop people from stopping you and go. Plan A is wheel into Eldrazi. Plan A gets stopped a lot. All the time.
Usually.
So then you go to Plan B.
Fireball somebody.
Fireball everybody. I actually recorded a video with Mudsta on this one, and
Did you post it yet? Or?
No, it was like yesterday.
Like yesterday, okay.
Or, wait, today's 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Which was awesome. I comboed out and destroyed the entire game.
Spoilers.
But I comboed out and destroyed the entire game.
Spoilers.
Like, I don't think most people got a turn 6.
So it's not a fun game. Alright, so now we're up to the individual little decks, which if he had a hardcore system going for those, I wonder what these are. Come on, you can't really?
I didn't want to launch the cards everywhere.
That would have been funny. Oh, this is your starter.
Yeah, this is the newbie deck.
Yeah,
I've had this newbie deck for quite some time now. Atarka.
You film this every time we film, so you can just like quick run through. It's the same shit.
You ramp into dragons.
Yeah.
And more dragons. You cheat dragons out, you support your dragons, and you kill everybody. Plan A is double striking dragons. Plan B is Voltron. Plan C is regular dragons. Regular dragons are a lot of people's plan A. The deck hits really hard. If I was to play this for just me, I probably wouldn't use Atarka World Render because she draws way too much hate.
Yeah, you'd want to pick something different. But like that deck is good for new players, again, because new players, really, when you're starting off, the best way to learn is like, okay, swing with creatures.
Yeah.
these creatures are really big too. Swing with them.
And you don't have to do a whole lot of shenanigans. You don't have to worry about playing around a bunch of stuff. You just smash everything.
Like, what's the mathematical probability of me getting like 3 cards underneath for a super con? Hey, dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that easy.
And
your wooden deck.
The deck gets to like outrun a lot of stuff because it can ramp real fast and just start dropping dragons on turn 3 sometimes. I really like it for new players because the deck's creature density is high and speed is pretty good, resistance is there, and they're just hitting for so hard that they're having fun even if they lose. And the power level of all of the creatures helps make up for a new player's inability to necessarily pilot with nuance.
Basically what I just said, but in more words.
Yeah. My favorite deck is in this awesome Wormwood box. Liz got me this for Christmas.
Leather. Wait.
Wood.
I love that you knew where I was going with that.
This
oh my god, guys, wood on wood, we did it.
This is Oros the Avenger.
Full.
I got this altered back in college by, I think the guy's name was something like Ron O'Neill, but it was back when Wizards had a message board, and I honestly don't remember his real name. But he did sort of sign it.
Sort of. Your name known. That's why I signed the backs of them. I'm kidding.
I have an equipment theme. I did not set this one up. Here we go. The real plan is Sunforger.
Yeah.
I recently rebuilt the deck to be Sunforger control, and so there's a little more token support, a little more artifact or equipment tutor to quickly find Sunforger, get it out, attach it to stuff, and then start doing shenanigans.
Sunforger is basically my win con in Sunspeaker.
This card's baller. I have a signed one that I need to swap this in. Because you can make tokens that auto-equip to Sunforger.
Yep.
You can bring Sunforger back, or you can cheat it out. And the deck's pretty high-powered shenanigans. There's some really... Crackling Doom is a instant that's 4 mana or less. That's red and or white. Anguish Unmaking. Goblin Dark Dwellers is sweet. Since I'm playing a bunch of cheap instants, I can play more cheap instants. This is the deck that runs the real version of Mana Crypt. Planeswalker Control is the backup plan. So I have 7, I think, Planeswalkers in here. The list is untapped out. I don't know. This is my placeholder for Windbrisk. No, not Windbrisk Heights. There's a Plains card from the Lorwyn or Shadowmoor block that you can pay white, tap it, and put a card or 2 cards from your deck on the bottom of the library. This is basically the same thing. So you can recycle stuff like Boros Charm and shenanigans. Where's the really fun stuff? Return to Dust. Casting multiple Return to Dusts literally can win you games. Deflecting Palm. You cannot cast... I lost it. You can cast Enlightened Tutor a lot. Ablation. Where's Teferi's Protection? Did somebody steal that from me? I will be so mad.
What are the chances of this?
Found it. Teferi's Protection exiles itself, so you can't really loop this one, but you can clone it.
I don't really see you playing this deck that much. Like, who the hell... Who would have the chance to take it?
I've been playing it more recently, because I just tuned it back up.
You forgot Oros.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It's really fun. I think it's more fun for my opponents now, because there's more nuance to approach. If not, that's my favorite deck. I'm never going to rid of it. I don't particularly care. This is the Pauper box. Liz and I built Pauper decks. I have Rapacious One because I can.
Indeed.
6 mana, 5/4 trample. Woo! It's actually gigantic in Pauper. There are very few big creatures worth playing. When it hits a player, you get a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn for that much damage. So the whole goal is to draw through the deck with dumb cards like Zap and Cathartic Reunion and shenanigans to get into the Trumpet Blast effects. Build up a token swarm, attack and Trumpet Blast everybody to death. This is a repeatable Trumpet Blast. This is a mountain because I'm in mono red. This is more draw, this is haste and pumps. The only other thing worth talking about, really, is an enchantment that when you attack with a creature that has power, Dragon Breath is sweet because it recurs onto the thing. You used to play Red Elemental Blast.
I'm surprised how similar the red in my deck is to this.
Yeah.
Like in my Pauper deck.
Might as well play Impact Tremors. It's a common.
I forgot that was a common.
Here we go. Raid Bombardment. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less attacks, Raid Bombardment deals 1 damage to the defending player. This is amazing, because you attack. If they have blockers, you let them assign blockers to your O1s, but you ping their face, and then you Trumpet Blast, and hopefully kill them. Or kill all of them.
Or die to a 35 spell hard coming up.
Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah,
we can't win them all.
It's fun.
This is fun. It is not the best Pauper commander.
What would be considered the best Pauper commander?
I don't know, but it's definitely something with more colors than this. And probably, like, even if I was doing red, it probably wouldn't be that.
Answer that in the comments. What's the best Pauper commander? I need this for science purposes.
Probably one of the Guild Mages.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Alright, other Pauper.
Is it Guild Mage has a couple different infinite combos?
Yeah.
Liz's deck is Nezumi Grave Robber, because you exile stuff. When you exile the cards out of their an opponent's deck till they have no cards, then you flip it, pay 5, and get a creature from any graveyard, including yours. So since she's filling up graveyards, she plays a lot of discard effects like Siphon Mind, Rotting Rats, Unnerve, and then you're killing stuff with Murder and Innocent Blood and Tendrils of Corruption, Geth's Verdict, Tragic Slip. You kill a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Then you play some good ETB effects like Grey Merchant, and then you bring Grey Merchant back, and then she kills you. If stealing your stuff and getting back some of her stuff doesn't work, she can just play Consume Spirit and other things and just basically fireball target player out of the game and gain a ton of life in the process.
Let's just be happy she can't play Exsanguinate.
Yeah, that's an uncommon.
Yeah. Let's just thank the gods.
This deck is faster than this deck. Rapacious One is faster. This deck has a lot more options. So 1v1 I tend to beat her. When we have multiplayer, I die.
Alright. This is Liz's decks?
Yes. This is labeled incorrectly because she very recently changed Dragon into something else.
Oh.
Dragon is now Neheb the Eternal. This deck is a burn deck and a dragon deck.
Basically, yeah. A burn dragon.
So, wow, that was handy.
They were just like conveniently in the right spot.
So you get out Neheb, you start attacking, you start making more mana, you play some dragons. Any dragon. She loves this one because it deals extra damage. This one gets swole, and then once you get tons and tons of mana, you earthquake everybody out of the game. You repeat ad nauseum. I make it sound like the deck's really simple. There's actually some nuance to it, and the deck's really fun and pretty good. But the original game plan is brief. You can do ridiculous, terrible combat math things using Furnace of Wrath and Repercussion. So say Repercussion is a 3-mana enchantment. Whenever damage is dealt to a creature, Repercussion deals that much damage to the creature's controller. Yep. It's really cool against tokens and people that build up their boards where you fault line for 5 and then they take 20 because they had 4 creatures.
And then if you have Furnace of Wrath?
You had Furnace of Wrath, fault line for 5, everybody takes 10, each creature takes 10. Then Repercussion triggers to deal 10 per creature. So if they had 4 creatures, they're going to take 40. 20. But now it's 20 per creature because it's another set of damage. So they just take, with 4 creatures, it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 damage.
Everybody dies.
Yeah.
I need a Repercussion.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome when it's on your side of the field. And since she's got all the dragons, they dodge the earthquakes.
The earthquakes effect.
Except for Rolling Earth. That one has horsemanship dodge. Nobody has horsemanship.
Because the meteorites fall from the sky.
Her next deck, and probably her most chill deck.
Technically.
Literally her least powerful deck is Rakdos, Lord of Riots. Oh my god.
My least powerful AK-47 is an AK-47.
Right? Double black, double red, 6 mana, 6/6 with Flample. Creature spells you control cost 1 less for each life lost by your opponents this turn. And you can't cast Lord of Riots until an opponent lost life. Then you play stuff that makes people lose life. You play all the pingers.
Nettle Drone.
She loves Anger and Filth.
Yeah.
Furnace of Wrath. Where's her So the main plan is to get out big, dumb stuff for real cheap.
Yeah, or for nothing.
Yeah. Ooh, Balefire Dragon. I need to get another copy of this for this deck. But it's play pingers and just go crazy with them. The Labber Crew is crazy, crazy good.
I was going to say Labber Crew.
Thermo Alchemist.
Thermo Alchemist.
There's another one. The Pirate one.
The Archer. Flame something Archer.
Yeah, Firebrand Archer.
Yeah.
And then there's a 3-mana Pirate that untaps when you play Pirates.
So you run all those essentially, and then you got something going.
Pestilence effects, anything really.
Usually.
Her next deck is Rashmi, which is Rashmi Eternities Crafter. This is Merfolk Tribal.
Essentially, yeah.
Rashmi just helps churn through the stuff. She doesn't have a Kamina yet, and I'm not sure if she wants to switch anymore. She really likes Rashmi. This is not a Merfolk. Ignore this card. The real thing she wants to do with her Merfolk...
Merfolk Tribal, first card. Never mind.
Ewit, yeah. The real thing she wants to do is have Flying Fishy Bitches by her terms. So favorable winds and a bunch of jump effects and things. So...
Fishy Bitches?
Yeah, she gets all of her Merfolk pumped. That doesn't make them fly. Where's the... Any of her jump effects. She plays a bunch of... She'll play straight up Levitation.
Yeah. I was going to say, she probably plays Levitation.
And... Archetype of Justice. Archetype of Imagination. That already flies. Okay, I can't find them right now, but there's a bunch of jump effects and things that turn her whole board into flying fish. And she slaps... Yeah, Wonder's in there. And she just slaps you to death with flying fishes.
No, sir.
Flying fishy fishes.
There you go.
Her original joke was that they get so angry at your shit that they jump out of the ocean to bitch slap you. Mm-hmm. She's since streamlined it to flying fishy bitches. The next deck is her oldest deck, which started off as Sen Triplets, but she streamlined into Dragonlord Silumgar, and it's scarily better.
Yeah, my strongest AK-47 is 17 AK-47s.
Or an M1 Abrams.
Yeah.
6 mana, 3/5 with Flying and Death Touch, which basically keeps away a lot of attackers. And when it enters the battlefield, you gain control of target creature or planeswalker. She has ulted way too many planeswalkers that aren't hers.
Oh my god, she has. Yeah. She did it to Vraska.
Plays just really good stuff. Lots of ways to steal from graveyards and clones and steal from graveyards. She will steal your stuff and sacrifice it.
That is a legitimate way to get rid of stuff.
It is. She has a decent amount of clones, and more importantly, her deck is completely capable of killing people without stealing. Oh god, she has Worst Fears and Mindslaver. But she has a lot of... She loves this card.
I do too.
She has a lot of theft effects, but she can just kill you with 5/4s and... Where the hell are her Eldrazi?
She feels really petty.
Yeah. Steel Hellkite, Sire Stagnation, Obnixilis, Evil Twin. So she'll clone stuff and beat you down, and she'll play a Void Winnower.
She had Obnixilis on the field one time, and I forgot it was there, and I searched my deck.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst games to play against her was when she played Void Winnower and cloned Void Winnower, and then cloned Void Winnower, and then cloned Void Winnower, and countered the Wrath. Well, I mean, you couldn't play Wrath, but it was a 5-mana Wrath.
I was by that time. I was just looking at the chaos, and I was like, I'm not in that game anymore.
It was a lot of Void Winnowers. We couldn't even whatsoever.
There was no even.
Her final deck is Saskia the Unyielding. 4 mana, not blue. Vigilance Haste. When it enters the battlefield, you pick a player.
No. You pick target Eric.
Target Eric.
Yeah.
It's always me.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to the chosen player. A lot of people play Saskia, pick a player, and then attack them and deal oodles to them. Liz really likes to spread the damage to keep the game going and to keep her from getting focus fired to death.
Also to kill Eric.
Also to kill Eric. So she plays a bunch of stuff that hits really, really hard. Wilderness Elemental's surprisingly good. Power equal to the number of non-basic lands you have. And when you play against people like me and Fox and John and Steve, where we have all these non-basic lands to fix all of our colors, and John's been on a 4-color building kick.
Weirdly enough, I've been on a single-color building kick, so...
The other day we were playing this. This had like 15 power, and then she played Glory to Warfare, so it had 17 power.
Yeah.
And she attacked the person she named with it.
So...
34. A lot of color fixing, extra combat phases. Then it's crazy stuff like Vona, Gore to Warfare, Boros Swiftblade, which doesn't look like much, but hits really, really hard.
Not Rorik. So what's the dragon I'm thinking of when it hits? It takes an extra combat.
Scourge of the Throne.
There you go. No. Not Scourge. That's if you hit the one on top. There's like a dragon where you pay 5 and 2 red and you can get second combat. I forgot the name of it.
Hellkite Charger.
Yeah.
I think it's Hellkite Charger.
I'm going to look it up.
She plays some small amount of equipment. Conqueror's Flail's really great because it stops opponents from playing stuff during your turn and gives her stuff normally +4/+4. The deck started off with a whole bunch of different colors, but she's streamlined it down to mostly red-white, splashing black and green.
It was Hellkite Charger.
And I think it's really improved the deck. Saskia does very well. It doesn't necessarily always win all the time because it's super threatening to the table, but it's fast, it's resistant, and kills a lot of Eriks.
Yeah, it's killed many an Erik.
You're running out of battery. Yeah. That wraps up.
Oh, wow.
It was at two-thirds a minute.
I was charging it the entire day. Oh, whatever.
That wraps up all of the decks.
Let's wrap it up quick. Yep. So let's give one more final goodbye to Erik, who's moving to. Do you want to tell him where you're moving to?
I'm moving to Seattle.
Okay.
From
Gonna work for Card Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Card Kingdom sponsor me. No reason whatsoever. I don't do anything that you probably would like, but you know, money.
If you get me fired. Before I start.
I am not affiliated with Erik Tiernan whatsoever, except I am affiliated with Erik Tiernan.
Yeah.
He paid me to ask you. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you later with more videos, but until then,
Box.
we gotta do the wood.
Oh.
Box.